and welcome to my next webinar. Today, I'm going to talk about professional development for students. This video is useful for students studying in their undergrad, like bachelor's, master's, or even pursuing PhD. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about 14 different suggestions or 14 different tips that you can follow that I'm going to cover in this video. And these are the things that you should do to maintain or to build your professional portfolio while you are a student. So this video series that I'm doing in the month of March is part of a video series that I've been doing where I'm doing daily webinars. I've covered various different topics of related to research, related to mentorship, guidance, grants, industry engagement, and so on. So do look at all my videos in this session where every day I'm making a short video to share my insights, my experience on various aspects of research. These videos are suitable for students of any discipline, whether you're doing bachelor's, master's, or PhD. I'm also on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So please follow me there and look for any future updates that come across. All right, so today I'm going to talk about what is it that you can do to build your professional portfolio or a professional development activities that you can do during your studying, whether it is at a university doing bachelor's, master's, or PhD. So the first thing that I want to start off with is attending conferences and workshops. So this could be useful for students pursuing their doctoral degree as a PhD scholar or an MPhil scholar, or it could also be equally useful for students doing their bachelor's or master's, because it will give you an idea of what is happening in the world in terms of research, and you can broaden your vision, you can broaden your knowledge about a specific area, and it could also be useful for networking. When you attend such conferences, you get to meet new people, and you can develop these contacts, which could be helpful for your future studies as well. I have seen many students who are doing their third year or fourth year of a bachelor's degree, and they present their research paper, and which is a very great achievement, because as a student in that third year, you have got some experience of discipline knowledge, and you have applied that discipline knowledge maybe on a research project or a project in general, where you worked with a problem that you were assigned by your supervisor, or maybe it was given to you by an industry where you might have done an industry internship. So no matter where what work you have done, where it has originated from, you can present that at workshops or conferences, and that helps you to start build your brand, your professional portfolio. So this is something that I guess any students from any discipline should start, and you need to know what all things you can do during your time at university. So this video will give you all those things that you can start doing from the time you enter your university studies. Not all the things can be done in the first year, second year, but things that can be done. As I talk about it, you will get an idea of which activities you can do in the first year, second year, and so on. So yeah, conferences and workshops are a great place for networking and meeting experts from your field. So even if you're not presenting a research paper, it's still worthwhile to attend conferences to just build up your network. And networking is the most important thing. I have been telling it over and over again in all my videos, that the most important thing that you can do is to be continuously involved in networking, building up your connections, because you never know where the opportunities for you come from. So try doing that. Next is publishing your research. If you are a PhD scholar or an MPhil scholar, this is a must for you. This really puts a big tick on your CV from a professional development point of view. If you are publishing at a top journal or in a top conference, it is really helpful for you if you are looking for a job after you finish your degree. But if you are an undergrad student or a master's student or doing an MBA, publishing is equally important, because publishing gives you a brand, right? Your name goes against a piece of research, a piece of work that you have done, you have accomplished, completing, you have solved a problem. And when you do that, you can see that others will start referring to the work that you have done, and they would say, oh, I read about this and this published by somebody, by this person at this conference, and this is really good. And that feedback that you start getting, people will start to reach out to you on LinkedIn after reading your paper, maybe asking for clarification, or maybe even just complimenting you that you have done a great piece of work. And that feeling is just amazing. I mean, you cannot get that experience when somebody kind of likes your work, or someone, the research that you have done or the paper that you have published actually helps someone to solve a problem that they're facing. And when they reach out to you after they have used whatever you have developed in your research, and then that feeling of appreciation, it is just amazing. I mean, there's nothing else that comes close to you, close to this feeling of feeling that you were able to make a difference in someone's life through the work that you did in your university time. And this can happen anytime. It may not happen right away, but maybe in a few years' time, you will get someone approaching you and saying that they really liked your work and it really helped them. So it is very important to have to do this. And if you get an opportunity to do this during your undergrad and master's degree, I think there's nothing like that. And you should actually actively look for such opportunities. Maybe go and talk to your teachers, your lecturers, your professors. Tell them that I want to do something like this. I have maybe 3 years, 4 years of my degree during which I would like to achieve these things. I have seen this in this video by Vidy, where he says these are the 14 things that you should do as a student to build your professional for your professional development. And I want to take this seriously, and I want to plan my journey during this undergrad or postgrad degree to achieve as many of these things that I can. So if you actively pursue an opportunity, you will find a way, and people will be willing to help you, because professors would really like to work with students who are forthcoming, who really want to do something, and then they approach the professors with some ideas. So don't just go that I want to do this. Go with an idea that I have heard that I should do this. These are some of the ideas that I think I would want to do. What do you think? Is this something you can help me achieve? Could you guide me? Could you mentor me in this process? So go and take that first step, take that initiative, and you will find people will be more than willing to help you to achieve that target for yourself. Next is, if you are in your senior programs, like if you are doing your MPhil or doctorate, you can even get the opportunity to do some teaching and tutoring. So this can happen at the university. Like in Australia, most of the time we will engage our PhD scholars to do some teaching for us. This could be in form of running the tutorials. It could be in the form of running a lab session. Or if you are have prior experience, you may even be able to secure a teaching position, which is you can do lectures during your PhD program. You can deliver lectures. And this is what I did when I was doing my PhD, that during the course of my PhD, I was actually lecturing as well. And that helped me build my credibility, build my professional skills, so that when I applied for a position after I finished my PhD, I was able to get a position at the university right away. So these opportunities are very helpful. If you are, say, for example, if you are doing your MBA, maybe you have the opportunity, or you can talk to your professors that can I get lab sessions where I can teach, or can I get a tutorial? Will I be able to teach to some students, or share my knowledge which I have from my undergraduate degree? Or maybe after finishing your bachelor's, you have worked in the industry for a few years, and now you have come to do your MBA or your advanced master's program. So there are opportunities for you to teach the degree, teach in a unit that you have done before, right? So if you're doing masters, you can teach your teach bachelor's or undergraduate courses. So look for that opportunity and actively go and talk to your professors. Tell them that you want to build up this skill. You want to have that opportunity uh, to learn and to apply, to share your knowledge through teaching, through tutorials, through lab sessions, and so on. So this is another way that you can build up your professional skills. Next is networking. I have already mentioned that you need to build your network consistently throughout your career, because as you are starting your career, the people whom you network with will help you to get that first step, first foot in the door. But as you progress with your career, you have to consistently and continually engage with the people in your discipline, in your field, in your area, because people, when they know you, they have met you in person, they have some form of a bonding, some form of a connection. So if there are some opportunities that arise that they are aware of, they may share it with you, and that way you have the added advantage of you taking the initiative to network, and because of that you know people, and because of those people know you, when opportunities come to them, they can point them to you in or in your direction. So keep that in mind. Networking is very important. Online branding or your personal professional presence on LinkedIn, or maybe in form of a blog, or some other form of network, some other form of online presence is important. I don't say that you go and start a YouTube channel to build your online presence, but if you want to, you can do it. But at least have a LinkedIn page, at least have a blog, or at least have a personal homepage where you consolidate all your information and present it in a way that people or anyone looking for that particular skills can they find you easily. So keep that thing in mind. Always be open to networking. Attend networking events. If there are any alumni associations that you can be part of, join them. Try to connect with people, build up your networks, because that is the key to success. Professional associations. Joining and actively participating in professional associations related to your field can provide you access to resources, industry news, and again networking opportunities. So don't ignore this. I mean, many a times I have seen students do not join the professional associations because there is a small fee associated with it. So that fee should not limit you from knowing or getting the value of out of these professional associations. And most associations offer us a discounted student rate for their membership. So use that. Go for, no matter how much that amount is, maybe $10, $20 a year, but that is worth it. They organize so many events, these associations. Even if you just go and attend, you can recover the investment that you have made. Even if you meet one person who gives you a job, that's it. I mean, you have recovered much more than what you have invested in. But take that first step. Don't think that, oh, I will lose this $20 or $50. You're not going to lose that. You are going to get much more returns than what you are paying in the membership fee for the year. So it is very important. This joining these professional associations is very important. So don't underestimate the value that it brings. Okay, next is interdisciplinary collaboration. If you get a chance, work on projects that involve other disciplines, because this can broaden your perspective. It will introduce you to new methods, new methodologies, and will give you that collaborative experience to work in a team. It's very important to have this collaboration, interdisciplinary work. And this not only benefits you from the point that you can showcase later in your CV that you have worked on this project which had people from different disciplines, and what is it that you learned from that by working in a group with different expertise. what value did you gain? How did you apply that knowledge or that experience in the future projects that you have completed? So keep that in mind, that whatever you learn from one project can be applied in the other future projects that you may be that you will do. So imagine you are at the end of your, say, undergrad degree. You have spent 4 years or 3 years at university. What have you achieved at the end of 4 years other than completing all the compulsory units or subjects that you have to study for the degree? Because everyone will do that. What will make you stand apart or make you special is all these other things that you can do during that time frame. So don't underestimate the value of professional development during these years. Next is skills workshop. Attend workshops on specific skills that you think you do not have, or if you have, you may think that by joining these workshops you could be able to improve upon those skills further. Say for example, you want to improve your writing, then join some writing related workshops. Universities often conduct such workshops, or libraries have such workshops, and they are almost free for the students. So attend that. There are a number of online courses as well, or that will give you similar knowledge. So don't limit yourself, or don't think that this may be of no value. You never know what is valuable and what is not until you do it. And if you do not do it just thinking that it may not be valuable, then you are missing out on a lot. So keep that in mind, right? Don't risk this. You can, if you think you are not confident in public speaking, then join some workshops that teach you public speaking, give you that confidence of how to speak in public, give you some tips, give you some experience that they have, and build that skill. Because these kind of soft skills are important when you are looking for a job, or when you're starting your own business. For both sides, your discipline knowledge is one thing, but your soft skills is equally important. So imagine the amount of time you are spending on building, on getting your knowledge of your discipline. You should spend similar amount, if not more, on building your soft skills, because these two things go hand in hand. If you are good at your discipline knowledge, but if you're not able to convey that in the interview, in a job interview, then you're losing, right? So try to get at every possible opportunity, upskill yourself, build your professional skills that will help you in your career. If you are doing your PhD or your doctorate, maybe you can learn programming. A lot of times I have seen a lot of PhD scholars struggle because they do not have some basic understanding of programming, and then they are just afraid that, I cannot run this experiment, or I cannot develop this model because I don't have the right programming skills. These days, even if you have little bit programming knowledge, you can use ChatGPT or Bard or any other AI platform that can do majority of coding for you. You just need to kind of connect different codes together, stitch it, right, and make it work. So you don't have to be an expert in programming, but if you know or if you learn the basics of programming, you will have that added advantage. Maybe others cannot do it, but you can do it because you have taken that step to upskill yourself to gain that new knowledge. This can be very helpful in improving your employability as well. As a PhD scholar, it would also be good for you to join some grant writing workshops. This may be helpful if you want to apply for some travel grants, or if you want to apply for some conference grants. This during PhD, these are the types of grants, or some small community grants that you can apply during your PhD. Post PhD, you may use the same grant writing skills and apply for larger grants. I have done many videos on writing grants and writing a research proposal and so on. So these kind of workshops are important for your skill development, for upskilling yourself. And remember that, learning is an ongoing thing. It is not that you have finished your degree, so you stop learning and you start working. In the current day and age, what was a skill that you had, say, 5 years ago is no longer useful. And you might have seen how generative AI or chat GPT kind of changed the marketplace. A lot of jobs that were done by people before are now automated and are now fast. So you have to be equally fast in learning new skills and applying them and becoming an expert with those skills, and then be ready to learn something new because something new is coming. you know you have to be very agile to understand where you need to spend your time, what you need to learn, how you can become an expert quickly, how you can leverage that expertise in a short span of time, because in the next 3 or 5 years something else is going to come up and you need to go through that learning cycle again. Yeah, it's very important. This is where online courses and certifications can help and are changing, the landscape of learning. It is no longer like before that you finish your degree and for the rest of your life you will just be working in that. These days, people change careers as well. They move from technical role to management roles, and that needs some additional knowledge, some additional learnings. And this may not need you may not need to go and actually do an MBA for that matter, but you can do many online courses that are offered by many top universities in the world, like MIT, Harvard, all the business schools. They have some courses that are available online and for free, so do check them out. This could be very important. But if not, then you can always do some online courses and certifications which are offered by other online platforms like Coursera, edX. There are many such online platforms you should already know of, where you can learn and gather specific expertise in a short span of time. But these may or may not be free, so keep that in mind. Don't always go for something that is free because it is free for some reason, right? Anything of value has a price associated with it, has a fee associated with it, and you need to be comfortable to understand that you have to pay a fee or a price to get that exclusive knowledge, because you are going to be better than somebody else. If everyone is just relying on free knowledge or free information, how can you be better, how can you get something more? So be careful, be mindful of that. Next is industry and industry internships or industry experience. I have done heaps of videos. If you have seen at the start of the video as well, I showed you I've done many videos that focus or that talk about importance of industry-based research or industry-based applications or projects. So if you get an opportunity to do an internship with an industry during your bachelor's, master's, or PhD, take that. It is going to be the most important decision and probably the best decision that you could take during your studies. Because when you're working on an industry internship, you're actually working on a practical problem that is affecting a lot of people. That is why the industry is struggling with a specific challenge. And you come in, you work with them alongside some senior expert within their team. You get the knowledge to work on a project, that is one thing, but you also get kind of mentored by the industry expert who may be working with you during your internship. So it's very important to work on industry-based projects. And you can work on many different internships. You don't have to just limit to one. Maybe you can aim one internship every year during your holiday time, maybe 2 years or 2 months of holiday if you have in a year or in between semesters. Then you can do internships during that time. Don't underestimate the value that you can get by doing these internships. Next is mentorship. See, as a student, you are always looking for a mentor who can mentor you. But remember that you can also be a mentor for somebody who is junior than you. So if you are in the 4th year of your undergrad, you can mentor somebody from 1st or 2nd year. Or if you're doing a PhD, you could mentor somebody doing masters. So this mentor-mentee relationship exists throughout. So So it's not only that because you're a student and you're studying at the uni, you cannot be a mentor. You definitely can be a mentor for somebody who is junior than you. And you can always look for a mentor who is senior or who has more knowledge than you, or is an industry professional who wants to mentor you. So find a mentor with whom you can work, and give them the time and respect they need, because they are taking their time to work with you. Next is language learning. So this is an optional thing, I would say, but definitely if you have that interest in learning a new language, this can add very important strength to your CV. It will also be useful if you want to work on in a multicultural team. Maybe say if you are working in some other country, say Japan or China, where English is not the primary language, then if you have this additional skill that you can speak in Mandarin, or if you can speak in Japanese, then it will give you an added advantage. It will make you special. So if people are going to shortlist a candidate and they're looking for somebody with that experience, you will be the first one to be shortlisted because of that skill. So do spend some time. Universities can do offer some programs for language. If not, there are online apps like Duolingo, which I like very much, which you can use to learn a language during your 4 years of undergrad degree or 2 years of masters. You will at least pick up something, if not become fluent in a new language. But this can be very helpful. Next is public engagement and science communication. Engaging with the public through blogging, social media, public lectures, or community outreach programs can enhance your communication skills, right? And raise awareness of your research area. I have already mentioned earlier on that you need to have an online presence, either on LinkedIn or through some kind of a blogging software. If you have that online presence, it is not just a matter of having a website. The objective for you should be to connect with people. If people come to you, reach out to you with a specific request, take the time to respond to them, give them some guidance, because they have reached out to you considering you know something, you are an expert in this area, right? Which is why they have reached out to you. So use that as an opportunity to share your knowledge and share your expertise and help others. Next thing is volunteering. So offer your skills for a non-profit organization or a community, or work on a community project, so that you can gain some experience, right? It is similar to internship, but sometimes internships can be paid internships. Volunteering is, there is no expectation of receiving any compensation for that. You are there out of your own free will to go and help somewhere because you think you can make a difference. You can contribute to the society. So volunteering is also very important, and it is looked very favorably. If you have taken on voluntary roles, it looks very good on your CV, because it shows your character to the future employer or future collaborators. And next is, or the last bit, I guess, is entrepreneurship. If you think you have an idea that you think you want to solve a problem, that entrepreneurship mindset is important. And I've seen a lot of students these days have that in them, that they want to have a startup, they want to work on a specific problem, even during their, especially during their university studies, because that is the time that you have a lot of time at that time, right? And you have the flexibility, because you're not working, you have the flexibility to spend quality time on addressing a problem or solving a problem that you think is important, right? It is about learning the skills. So it is not just about starting a startup, but the process that it takes to run a startup. It involves everything, starting from product development, product marketing, managing people, managing team, coordinating with your potential customers, understanding their requirements. Even all these things, like the whole thing that you probably learn in a management degree, you can get similar experience just by being either leading a startup or being part of a startup. I think if you can be part of a startup, that is even better, because there is somebody with some experience and you can contribute and you can learn from them. But if not, there is no stopping that you can't have your own startup during your student life, and that is where most of the startups start. So don't underestimate the power of entrepreneurship and risk taking and coming up with new innovative ideas and business ventures. All right, so these were some of the tips that I wanted to suggest to you all watching. Keep in mind that you can plan ahead. I have given you 14 tips what you can do. Now it is up to you to decide what you're going to do, when you're going to do, who are you going to work with or collaborate with. It may be some things can be done with your friends who are studying with you together, right? It doesn't have to be done all by yourself, everything by you. If you're volunteering, maybe a couple of your friends can do it together, right? If you're working on a internship with the industry, you can apply together and you can go and join them as a team to work on the internship. So there are many different things that you can do. So what I suggest is look at all these 14 suggestions that I have for you for your professional development, and plan out, like in year one I'm going to do these 3 or 4 things, in year two I'm going to do this, and so on, right? Doing this or having this plan is the half the battle won, because you at least know what to do. Next bit is doing it. And once you have a plan, you can put that into action. And you believe me, if you follow this, you will definitely be much ahead, far ahead than anyone else who is not doing all these suggested things that I have. All right, so that is all in for today's session. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about Australian research grants. So there are many different types of grants that you can apply, and I'm going to do a walkthrough of all the different grants, their websites, their eligibility criteria, their preparation, and so on. So it is going to be a very interesting and hands-on session tomorrow. All right, thanks a lot once again, and do share this video series with your friends and your colleagues, and have a fantastic evening. Thank you. Bye.